Hey everybody, glad to be here and really excited to talk with y'all today about a greener world and the amazing power of food labels. My name's Emily Moose. I'm the Director of Communications and Outreach for A Greener World. I was a North Carolina native. I have agriculture in my family. I did not grow up on a farm, but have a deep respect for farmers. And I really believe that there is a lot of positive impacts that we can have through the food system and through farmers and consumers being on the same page and delivering positive change together. My job at A Greener World is as a director of communications and outreach. I help support farmers in marketing their products, and I help support consumers in learning about the food system and making informed choices. And so my job is to help bring the two together and to help both farmers and consumers and everyone in the market to make the most of transparency and sustainability in the food system. So a little bit more about A Greener World. We are a nonprofit, and we are founded to identify and promote agricultural systems that have a positive impact on the environment, on society, and animals. And so a big part of that is educating consumers. And really the core function of the program is to establish and promote trusted farm certification programs, which is why we're here today. And we reconnect consumers and food producers by encouraging and rewarding positive farm management changes. We are an independent nonprofit farm certifier. We are supporting over 6,000 farms across 3 million acres globally. An important part about the way that we work is we are invited into the region. So we make sure that the market is ready for us and sees a need for that transparency and clarity around food labels as a way to help farmers and consumers connect. So we guarantee positive and measurable impacts on the environment, society, and animals with these credible third-party certifications. And we will learn a little bit more about those. Our short and long-term goals are, we really are growing this market, and we are growing it. Our goal is to grow it in a way that is sustainable in the long term and has transparency and reliability for everyone in that market. So one of the reasons that A Greener World came into being was because there was a gap in the market and an absence of reliable food labels that really delivered on people's expectations. And so, at the time, natural was a really big label. And, as many of you probably know, natural in terms of meat production only means minimally processed and no artificial ingredients. So it doesn't, if you're a high welfare pasture-based independent producer, that's not capturing the full breadth of your practices and the full benefit of your practices. And so we realized, and our farmers were realizing, and consumers as well, that there was not a label out there that really met everyone's expectations about truly sustainable livestock production. And so Animal Welfare Approved was the first label that we introduced. And it remains the only pasture-based animal welfare label. So that was the first one. And then as the market grew and as consumers became more discerning and more educated, we introduced more labels that were meeting the needs of the market. And so the way that it traditionally will happen is our farmers will come to us. This is how it happened with Grassfed. They would say, hey, I've got customers asking me for, if my products are grass-fed, and I really, we could use a label that really demonstrates that. What do you say? And so, we say, okay, all right, we'll write standards. Yeah, we can do that. And so that's how most of our labels have evolved. So a little bit about our certification programs. We have a growing family of labels certified by A Greener World, and these are all developed in response to farmer and consumer demand for each of these attributes. We have certified animal welfare approved by A Greener World, certified grass-fed by A Greener World, salmon welfare certified by A Greener World, certified non-GMO by A Greener World, and certified regenerative by A Greener World. We're just in the pilot phase of that, but it's really exciting. And we are also working on organic, certified organic as well. People generally want their food labels to be meaningful. And, some recent research by Consumer Reports, people believe, 88% of respondents believed that a humane label, to label a product humane, it should be certified. And they also wanted that they believe that 80% believed a humane label should cover slaughter. And 78% believe that a humane label should mean the animals went outdoors. Unfortunately, in reality, the baseline definition of humane is whatever the producer decides to put on their affidavit to the USDA. So humane labels do not meet consumer expectations. And so as people realize this, they are asking for more. And that is why animal welfare approved has experienced such tremendous growth, because people realize that that actually does meet their definition of humane. We are only as strong as each other. And so that is why we are so dedicated to being a rigorous, transparent, fair, and reliable certification. Because, as you all know, a core part of your brand value is trust and doing what you say you will do. And so we have a very, very consistently positive, highly regarded reputation among consumers, consumer advocates, and farmers. Anyone who looks at our labels, whether on a surface level or very deeply, understands that we lead the market in terms of reliability and consistency. Hartman Group is an established researcher in the food system, and they did a survey recently where they found that certified animal welfare approved by A Greener World had the single highest impact on food purchasing of any food label. And so we are very proud of that. And that is down to the rigor of our standards and the consistency of our auditing team. We are also acknowledged by Consumer Reports as being the only highly meaningful label for animal welfare, sustainability, and outdoor access. And they have also said that we are the only animal welfare label in which they have confidence. So we have a very good reputation among people and groups who are looking critically at food labels to see if they really mean what they say. So our producers find that it's a very effective way to back up their own claims and to add trust and to really underscore the rigor of the practices that they're utilizing. The pandemic has had some interesting aspects on the market too. We have seen a reassessment among consumers in terms of purchasing decisions in how they align with their values. And so a renewed focus on systemic change and resilience. And so we have seen an increased interest in connecting with producers, and specifically producers who are using sustainable practices. So this has been one bright spot in a difficult time that also presents an opportunity for producers as well. The certifications that we offer, we are really excited to be growing this family of labels. The first one is Animal Welfare Approved by Greener World, and this is our longest running label, and it is also the foundation of a number of the other ones, so we can talk about that more in depth as well. We are founded on the principle that outdoor, high welfare, sustainable systems have the highest potential for animal welfare. And we are recognized as having the highest animal welfare standards, but at the same time being practical and achievable and according to science and best practice. So we audit, it's a birth through slaughter program. We look at production, we look at transport, and we look at slaughter. And a lot of producers see a real benefit in this because they know that when they're taking the animal to a plant, that plant has been through our confidential review process. And we actually have a lot of really great relationships with plants as well. And many of them have let us know, like, hey, look, we maybe had to make a few small changes, or maybe they didn't have to make any, but the changes that they might have to make have improved efficiency, have improved meat quality. And so we really look at this as a partnership between our producers, our plants, and us, just in terms of optimizing the supply chain. So we do have this label is highly regarded in the marketplace and does have the highest impact on consumer purchasing of any food label. And we have seen significant growth in the market for sales of certified animal welfare approved product. Looking over the last year, we've seen it growing as high as 20%. So this is it's an area of growth in the market and an area of added value. Certified Grassfed is another label from the Greener World family. It requires a 100% grass and forage diet. So there are other grass-fed labels that maybe allow some grain or aren't very transparent in terms of the amount of forage in the diet. We decided to just draw a line. It's either grass-fed or it's not. So ours is a 100% grass-fed program. If you don't do 100% grass-fed, you can absolutely still be animal welfare approved. but you cannot be certified grass-fed without being animal welfare approved. So that AWA label is a foundation of our grass-fed label, which gives it a really unique edge in the marketplace because it also has those high animal welfare standards. So when you see certified grass-fed by A Greener World, consumers know that that rests on a foundation of really meaningful animal welfare standards. This is an outdoor pasture-based program, so this goes far above and beyond, the USDA definition of grass-fed, and it is a high welfare environmentally sustainable label as well. And the grass-fed market has experienced extreme growth in recent years. I think the grass-fed beef market in particularly is poised to grow by the latest figures I saw were 14.5 billion between 2020 and 2024. And so we have definitely seen increased interest in grass-fed as well. And the sales of certified grass-fed by A Greener World products have grown over 150%. So that's a big growing part of our program. So certified non-GMO by A Greener World, this is also experiencing a lot of growth and renewed interest from folks. We require no genetically engineered or modified feed, supplements, or ingredients. So there should be no GMOs in the supply chain for this label to be on the product. It is available to more than livestock producers. We will certify any food product. But if it is animal product, then it would also need to be certified animal welfare approved. So in our program, any label for animal products must rest on that foundation of AWA standards. But we are also seeing some really cool products that are not meat and dairy and eggs. We've got a new chutney in the program. We've got some juices. We've got some just really cool things coming through that are certified non-GMO. And this is a much more cost-competitive certification than the other non-GMO certifications out there. So one of our newer labels is Salmon Welfare Certified. This is based on the RSPCA standards over in the UK, and this is a very cool new program for aquaculture farms. And we have certified our first operation last year and are seeing a lot of interest in this as well. It prohibits GMO fish species. I think everyone is familiar with the Aqua Bounty challenge for native salmon populations. And it also restricts antibiotics and growth hormones. So when consumers see this label, they can be confident that it comes from a sustainable, very well-managed system that is having positive impacts on the environment. So our newest label in the AGW family is Certified Regenerative, and we are really, really excited about this program. This is another label that has come about due to farmer and consumer and retailer and general market demand for a verified regenerative claim. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen the term regenerative, being thrown around and more often than not being defined. And so what we set out to do with this label is to have, a common idea around what regenerative means, and to have it be very farm specific and place specific, and also very comprehensive. We're looking at making sure that the farming system as a whole has positive benefits for soil, water, air, biodiversity, infrastructure, animal welfare, and social responsibility. So the core of this program is having a regenerative plan that is specific to the farm. And our role as the certifier is to help the farmer be accountable to that plan. And so we're working as partners with farmers in achieving those long-term regenerative goals. And so we are really, really excited. We are in the initial stages of a pilot program for this. And so we will be announcing the first cohort of pilot farms. And we are going to be working through the pilot process and, road testing the standards and refining the program and working with experts across the globe, farmers and, veterinarians and climate scientists and soil scientists, and really drawing in the best and the brightest in agriculture and best practice to deliver a truly regenerative across the board and is verified so that consumers know when they choose this regenerative label, they're actually delivering positive change on the ground. So excited to have anybody who wants to be in this program, and really, really looking forward to working with y'all on this. So we are also in the process of offering certified organic, and this is really exciting to us because we do work with a number of organic producers, and many of those choose to be certified either animal welfare approved or certified non-GMO because of some of the shortcomings in organic standards, especially around animal welfare. So we are excited to be able to offer that organic certification while we're on farm doing other audits. And farmers have asked us if we would be able to do this. And so we're in the process of becoming an accredited certifier, and we should be offering that soon. So one of the things I was hoping folks would take away from this is that it is so important to have clear key messages regarding your production practices and your products. And that really does help consumers understand both what your values are as a producer and what they can expect from that product. It is, in terms of giving people information about their food, people are so concerned, curious, people don't grow up on a farm. Most people do not grow up on a farm these days. And it's the furthest people have been from the farm, in our history. So there, with that separation comes a curiosity and comes a need to know as much as possible about their food. And so having a reliable, credible third-party certification like the ones from A Greener World is a really, really good way to give people information and give them as much or little as they want. Not everybody is going to, go read the standards. Some people will look at that and, just seeing the label is enough for them. But if they do go read the standards, they will be very satisfied and they will be confident that your product is meeting their expectations. It's also a way to signify consistency in product. So we, as I mentioned, we work with thousands of farms across the world, and all of those farms are meeting the same standards. And so it's a way for you to have a little bit of that consistency, to demonstrate that consistency within your own products as well. And people do see, validated, verified claims as a signifier of quality as well. So when you're providing that information and it's accurate and it's reliable, people know that they can expect quality and consistency as well. The transparency piece of this is huge. In terms of being able to develop a long-term relationship with your customer and to build that brand loyalty, transparency is first and foremost. So doing what you say you do and being able to back it up. And so having a third-party certification is an excellent way to demonstrate your practices and to say, to not just say, well, here's a pretty picture on my website. When you get certified, you are able to say, look, these folks came out to my farm. They come every year and they're evaluating my practices and my records and looking at all aspects of my farm, and they know what they're looking at. And in terms of transparency, we hold ourselves to the same standards. So we are actually accredited by ISO, it's basically like the certifier's certifier. So we get audited every year, and they come and they look through our records and make sure that we're doing what we say we're doing. And the accreditation that we have is 17065, and it is a guarantee of consistency and reliability and excellency in auditing and certifying. So we're very proud of that, and we know what it's like to get audited, and we hold ourselves to the same standards. So how do we start working together? We are really excited to be working with Barn to Door on this. So this is a really exciting opportunity because there are so many great producers that we're actually already even working together with. So we do have a number of farms in the AGW family who are already working with Barn to Door, and we're really excited about growing that group. And Barn to Door is generously covering $100 towards each producer's initial certification. So that is an incredible opportunity for folks to go ahead and make that move. And I assure you it is well worth that in terms of what it adds to your brand. The actual logistical process for getting certified, everyone should go ahead and read the standards, make sure that they're in line with your production practices, or you feel like it's where you want to go. And you don't have to just stick to one. In fact, you get a discount on your application fee and your audit fee if you choose multiple certifications. So I would go ahead and you can be AWA, Grassfed, and Non-GMO. If all of those fit within your marketing plan and your production practices, and the more the merrier. We can do those in a single audit. So it's a really great way to maximize your value of your labels. The audit fee ranges, it's usually around $100 for AWA and grass-fed, depending on scale. But as I mentioned before, the fees for Greener World certifications are much lower and much more cost competitive than other certifications. And the reason that we do that, we actually, we fundraise to make that possible. It costs us, $850 to audit a farm, but we want them to be accessible for people, and we don't want anyone to be priced out of a meaningful certification. So we really, our larger goal is to grow the market and grow the supply of high welfare sustainable products. And so we are doing that through making certification available to everyone and encouraging people to demand those certified products. So in terms of the steps to getting certified, check out all the labels, go to our website. On the certifications drop down, you can browse through and see all the different programs, look at the standards, see what seems like the best fit for you, and then go ahead and apply. If you're comfortable with the standards, just go ahead and hit that apply button. If you have questions, we are more than happy to help with that. And just reach out. Your farmer market outreach coordinator, their contact information is on that contact page on the website, and we are more than happy to help get those answered for you. Apply on the website, you'll pay the application fee, and then our eligibility coordinator will get in touch with you, and they will talk through any questions you might have, make sure that we're all on the same page, and make sure it's a good fit, and work with you to schedule the audit and get that set up. So after that, we will do an audit, and a lot of times, there may not be any changes that would need to be made. Or if it's something, it might be something small, like, adding a few feet of perching space. So you'll get a list of anything. If there were changes to be made, you'll get a list of what that is, and you'll get a chance to make those changes. After that, you sign an affidavit to, commit to being compliant with the standards, and that kicks off your annual auditing and review, cycle with us. And once you're certified, it is off to the races. We throw a big party. So we do press release, we do a farm profile, we do social media, we do everything we can to help get the word out about your certification. And we get amazing press for farms in the program. I think in the last year, we looked at the reach that we had in the press, and I think we were in publications that had a reach of totaling 175 million. So yeah, it's exciting. I mean, and people are hungry for this news, and we have the amazing job of sharing this good news with people. All right, well, thank you so much, and we're really looking forward to working with you all, and welcome you to reach out. Happy to work with you on certification, and tag us on social media, follow us, go to the website, check it out, let us know if you have any questions, and we're really excited to work with you.